Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Craft Chat. I'm very excited to have a guest today. This is Amy Richards. Say hello.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be here, Sarah. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
So Amy is our watercolor instructor here at Craft Habit. And you might be wondering, why does a craft store have a watercolor instructor? Well, because one, she's awesome. And two, part of our mission here at Craft Habit is to offer lots of classes that are a safe space for beginners. If you have never done something and you want to give it a first try, we want to offer those classes to you. So whether it is crochet or metalsmithing or embroidery or watercolor, we want to give you that first chance to come in and feel like it's okay to know nothing. You're going to leave knowing something good. And we're super lucky to have wonderful teachers like Amy who not only are game to teach beginners but really enjoy it. So Amy, can you tell me a little bit about why you teach beginners and what you get out of it?
Yeah, so my background is actually in elementary ed all the way through.
Perfect.
So I've worked with a lot of very, very beginners, but one of the things I love working with adult beginners is that a lot of people haven't taken a class maybe since elementary school or often middle school, and so they sort of come in with a lot of trepidation or maybe thinking they're still sort of stuck in that skill set from that time, when in actuality we've all gotten older and developed more fine motor skills. So it's really cool to see how far people come from a beginning to a class to an end of class and their confidence, and that's one of my favorite things about working with beginners. Yeah.
That is one of the best things. I'm also a former teacher, and that's the same thing. It's like, I love teaching because I love seeing that progress from I can't do anything to look what I made!
Right.
And like
the excitement.
Right, and the same look in like a 3-year-old as like a 35-year-old and a 65-year-old.
I feel like there's so few opportunities as we get older to like have that feeling again, and so I love that art can kind of bring that out in people.
Yeah. Hard agree.
Yeah.
So here at Craft Habit, we don't carry a lot of art supplies, fine art supplies, but Amy has made this really fantastic introduction to watercolor kit. It's called Watercolor Curious. If you're a watercolor curious, you can pick this up. These are the materials that she uses in her classes. So if you took a class here and you wanted to have this whole set, you can get it. You can also come and get it if you want to try it on your own. There's some really fun little samples and some tips and tricks of what to do. So if you do want to try out some watercoloring, you can come take a class with Amy or get this kit. What's the next class coming up?
So the next class we have coming up in honor of spring, because I know we're all sort of ready for it, I think.
So ready.
Is a cherry blossom wreath class, which I'm really excited about. It's a brand new class that I've never taught before.
Nice.
And so that's the next class coming up. It is on March 10th. So coming up here pretty soon.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we try and do a class with Amy every month, and the projects change. We had a really good favorite was the Floral, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So we'll bring that one back probably in the summer. But it's really fun to get to like switch up the projects.
Absolutely.
And so people can come. You can come to more than one class. You can be a beginner over and over again if you want to and do new stuff.
Yeah.
Please go on.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that I also do have a lot of repeat students since the classes change all the time as far as the subject matter goes, and I teach different techniques. So there's always sort of something new to learn, even if you've taken one class.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite technique that you're going to teach in this wreath class?
Yeah, so today I've brought my round brush, which I talk about round brushes a lot in my classes. It's just the most versatile brush. If you're going to buy a brush to start painting watercolor with, this is probably just about anything you'll need. And so I brought my round brush today, and did you want me to go ahead and demonstrate something really quick?
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do a quick cherry blossom.
Do we need to zoom in on this? Okay.
So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of paint. Am I good to go?
I think so.
So we're just going to start with these 5 points.
I like how big this brush is. As a person who does not watercolor, this feels very accessible to me.
So I actually always start students with a bigger brush, and we sort of like work bigger into smaller. And so then we're just going to do these strokes to add some petals. And I'm working a little bit big so that we can get it on camera here. We're just sort of filling those in.
Oh, I like this. You can place it small.
Yeah.
And then spread it out.
So we're starting with just those simple lines as sort of a framework. And then we're filling in the blossoms. Yeah, so that's just like a very quick little base to start with. Yeah. And a lot of what we do in these watercolor classes sort of starts with these small tips and tricks where we build off from that. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So that's the round brush.
Ooh, love the round brush. Amy, thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh my gosh, so
and
fun.
talking with us and being our beginner teacher. So glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here, and I hope people will join me for a class. And yeah, come on in.
Yes, yes. You can come to our classes. You can go to crafthabitraleigh.com and see everything we have on offer, including Amy's classes. And we hope to see you soon.